Hello and welcome to UAT Time within the United Countries Special by First Ukraine. You can find us on the frequencies available on our website firstua.com. I'm Sergey Velichanskiy.
And I am Olivier. Vedrine. UAT Time is dedicated to bring Ukraine and Europe closer to each other by introducing the real Ukraine to the rest of the world.
The situation in the east part of Ukraine, where the Russian-backed militants have created pseudo-republics, is still tensed. But are the things any different than the same time last year? Do Minsk agreements play an improving role or any role in the line of fire?
Our guest today is Nicolas Tacussel, the founder of Smile for Ukraine. Welcome Nicolas.
Thanks.
Well, it's been a while since your last time as our guest. How is everything going with Smile for Ukraine?
After 1 year to Smile for Ukraine, we are very happy of the result we can have because last year we have in individual constitution more to 650 soldiers with us. We have 215 psychologues to come in our masterclass, and we help 500 children with toy, with clothes, with...
So, during 2015?
Yes.
You helped over 500 children, and how many soldiers?
650.
650.
Yes. In individual constitution, in the rehabilitation program.
And with his own money, with no help, no financial aid, with his own money.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's admirable. But now you travel quite often to the east line of fire, and what was your recent travel?
I go for the reality of situation because when I work with soldiers in rehabilitation, for example, it's very important for me to understand how they live this war. And I think it is very important to go in this ATO zone for the variety of battalion, how they live, what about mood, about psychological, what they have need, because we can give for them, for example, clothes or food for help them. Of course, my job, like psychologist, is not the good moment when they are in battalion for help them. But it's very important to be with them for they start to trust about Smile for Ukraine, and for step by step we have trust.
But do you see the dynamics? Are things getting any better? And right there in the ATO zone.
In ATO zone, it's very difficult.
Well, it's like this. How many times have you traveled to the ATO zone?
I was 15 times.
15 times.
For 2 or 3 days.
The first time was when?
Last year, I think near to May.
Okay, spring.
Yes.
Okay, so it's almost a year, pretty much. So, are there any differences?
Yes. What is different is to know in Ukraine, people, citizens of Ukraine, they think to war it's far.
Yeah.
And it's very important for our soldiers to they feel support. For example, before they have a lot of support from citizens of Ukraine. Now they feel to it's more, it's life continue. And and it's very important. For example, we make a lot of program for clothes rehabilitation, for example, for help, and sometimes they are very happy to see we come help them. It's like if we forget them.
No, but,
yeah, they need really a support. Now the psychology in the ATO zone, the soldiers are very, can say, disappointed. They feel that everybody forgot them, and they are alone.
Why do you say so?
Because we talked about that with Nicolas. They feel that nobody take care about them.
No. I want to be objective, because it's like, okay, nobody takes care of them. What do you mean? It's like, why do you say so?
For example, we have a lot of organization with volunteer people. They go in Donbass.
Yes.
And these volunteers are very strong. They have a lot of motivation for them. And Ukraine are very lucky to have all these volunteers. Every time in my masterclass, when I go in Kharkov, I meet with a lot of volunteer people. And they make incredible work. But if they're not here, what people will help? These soldiers. It's normal when you live, for example, in Kiev or in far to a the ozone,
Yeah.
you are not only all the time in war. You are your life, you live your life, you go in cinema, you go in market, you go in shopping.
No, that's understandable, yes. But war is war, and being in army is always being in army. It's completely different. Like, even if you don't have war, you know, the soldiers could feel sad and feel pity for themselves because they're outside of this life, you know. So my question was, is there a difference as far as, we'll come back to the psychology issue, but as far as the situation in the line of fire, like what do you feel, what do you see? Like, when was the last time you were there?
Last week.
Last week. Okay, so right in the beginning of 2016. So were you like a Santa Claus for them?
Like, yes.
Okay, so you brought some
Yes.
gifts?
Yes, gifts and
Okay.
clothes.
So what do you feel? What was the...
I feel to war are not finished.
Okay.
In borderline is very, very difficult because you can have any moment tension between people from separatists and between Ukraine, and war are not finished. You know, every night we have fighting in near Avdiivka, near Piesky, all these zones. Every time it's war.
Okay. Now,
of course, it's more good to last year. It's more relaxed, yes, but it's not finished.
No. Definitely yes, and no one says it's finished. But this is what the president of Ukraine had to say about Minsk agreements in his last week press conference. I want to demonstrate the dynamics and effectiveness of our negotiations. This chart demonstrates the pattern of shelling of Ukrainian positions by militants in 2015. This date here is August 31st, when we agreed on the so-called ceasefire regime. Yes, back in December and January, the ceasefire is being violated often, but you can see it for yourself, the difference between what was before Minsk and after. It is still shaky, but it has tremendously changed the numbers of casualties. That's his press conference last week. So, well, actually, it's quite obvious that, you know, the difference. No one says, and the president admits that it's definitely far away from where we want to be. But it's. I thought all the time, had there not been Minsk I and Minsk II, would we have done much better, or we would still, or you know what I'm saying? You know, what other alternatives could there have been without Minsk negotiations?
I think Minsk negotiation really is not very efficient. I think without Minsk negotiation, I think the result will be the same.
Without?
Without. Because, you know, the Ukrainian army, look, we talked with Peter Dickinson about the miracle of the Ukrainian army.
Yes.
They stopped the Russian invasion and the separatist invasion. Okay, they stopped. And I think they did the great job. Without Minsk, they did a great job. Okay. And I think Minsk is, for me, used by Putin to froze the zone of Donbass. And for me, I think the Minsk agreement is more in favor of Russia and of the separatists than in favor of Ukraine. Because look at the Ukrainian army, they really stopped the Russian aggression, in my opinion.
And now we can speak to Ukraine have army. Because before they don't have a lot of equipment for make this war. But now they start to be very good in in all potential for this army.
And you know, I had a lot of interviews for French media or European media about Minsk, Minsk 1 and Minsk 2, and I said that really those agreements will be inefficient, and they are inefficient. For me, they are only here to freeze the conflict, not to solve the conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, but it's obvious to me that, you know, the chart shows quite clearly, and that's my impression as well, that there is, well, first of all, less casualties, mm-hmm. much less, mm-hmm. Much less, you know, people killed.
Yes, but why? Why? Because of Minsk agreement or because of the Ukraine army and of the battalion of the volunteers?
Well, that's why we're here to discuss.
I think this is because of the Ukraine army and because of the battalion of the volunteers who stopped the separatists.
But, well, and yes and no, probably. What do you think?
Me, I'm not politolog.
Okay.
For be honest, I didn't check about Minsk.
But you're the only one of us. You're the only one from here
yes.
that were there.
Me, I can speak about what I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know your army are ready for be in war.
Okay.
Before they're not ready.
Yes.
They have a lot of training. They have a lot of new equipment. You have a lot of help from international help to help your army.
Okay.
For shotgun for all. And now we can really tell to Ukraine have strong army, and she have very strong army very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe people from separatist zones, they are not ready to fighting with Ukraine army. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's Minsk. Maybe
no, but you know, at the beginning, the Kremlin gave the support to the separatists because they thought that that was possible to go to Kiev directly, without mm-hmm. any resistance. And they were very surprised that the Ukraine army, the battalion of the volunteer, stopped in Donetsk, in the airport of Donetsk, in the oblast of Lugansk. They stopped the aggression of Russia. And that was a surprise. And after that, you have Minsk 1. Why? Because the plan of the Kremlin of Putin collapsed. Mm-hmm. Because really, we have to say thank you to the Ukrainian army.
Well, no, definitely yes. We wouldn't be even having the discussions if it was not for the Ukrainian army. But still, my question is, you know, it's been like a year that we have Minsk 1 and Minsk mm-hmm. 2. August 31st was the Minsk 2. Mm-hmm. You know, sign up of the agreement. So my question is, are you trying to say that the Ukrainian army could just go and take that territory and the Russian army wouldn't, as they did last summer, wouldn't come in and wouldn't engage?
In my opinion now, I think this is my analysis. I think that Putin really want to give back the Donbass. He doesn't take care about the Donbass, really. Mm-hmm. That was only to disturb Ukraine, and the result is that Ukraine is going to Europe without the Donbass or with the Donbass. Okay. Then now the question of Putin is how I can escape from this game, because he doesn't want the Donbass, and what he will do with the Donbass? Give the Donbass maybe again back to Ukraine. This is my opinion.
I don't see that at this point.
I think really Putin really want now to escape from this game, because as you know, the price of the oil decreased, the economic situation in Russia is worse and worse, and the ruble now you need 85 5 rubles to have 1 euro.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? And now he's in war in Syria and is in war in Ukraine.
Well, but at this point,
The situation is very bad.
I don't see at this point that he's ready to give up on the Donbas region. But again, these days...
He cannot pay. He cannot pay for 2 wars.
Actually, the recent information from the Bild magazine, it shows they researched that the Russian Federation is paying about 79 million euros a month to maintain, to support and maintain these 2 little so-called republics.
And
So it's about 1 billion euro a year.
good luck if they want to continue to do a mistake. But for me, in my opinion, I saw some analysis that Putin really doesn't take care about the Donbass, and now is not only Putin, but all the Russian elite want to escape from this war in Ukraine.
Well, I want to come back a little bit right now to what you do. You help our soldiers psychologically to come back to become the people, at least to some extent, as they were before the war. Now we are commemorating 1 year of the Battle of Donetsk for Donetsk International Airport. After over 240 days of defiant and against all odds defense, the airport finally fell to combined Russian separatist forces. Dozens of Ukrainian defenders died in the last days of the battle. Many perished in the rubble following the collapse of one of the few remaining ceilings in the airport terminal complex. Others died in the kind of desperate hand-to-hand fighting that had characterized the entire battle. Those guys have been called cyborgs by the militants. And have you had any? Have you dealt with some of those guys?
Yes, of course. I work with them.
Okay.
I work with 2 of them.
Tell me, what do they feel? How do they manage to overcome that?
Very difficult for them because, you know, when they come back, they have no rehabilitation, they have absolutely nothing. And for them, it was very, very difficult when they come back from this airport. Now they continue to help soldiers for, like, in rehabilitation. They have a lot of projects. I speak about 2 guys, too, I know, 2 doctors, I know.
So they are helping new soldiers?
Yes, one of them
is training them?
Yes, one of them are in my team in Smile for Ukraine for a rehabilitation program. You know, because it's very difficult for soldiers to accept to go see psychologist.
Yes, of course.
And if it's a keyboard to tell, hey guys, I work in Smile for Ukraine, come in my program, it's very more easy.
All right.
I take him.
So that's a good transition.
Yes, and the more important for them is to help soldiers to come back in civil life for work. Okay. Working. It's the more important for them. Because, you know, after a war, when you come back at home, you have nothing. You can watching every day your TV.
Yes.
It's very important you come back in life, like normal life. Of course, you can't have normal life, but the more important is to have activity in your life. Because if you don't have activity, you start to be very crazy. When you work, when you make something, you don't think about this war. Because, you know, we have need to a lot of time for feel more peace inside. And it's why it's very important for them to come back to work, to make something to help soldiers, to help children, to make something for Ukraine. It's very important for them.
Actually, I think it's very wise for, you know, to let those guys be useful, be handy, and they feel purpose, they feel, again, something to live for, and they feel that they're helping the younger guys.
You know, one of my guys, keyboard, was taxi in Kiev.
Okay. Before?
After
he came back from the airport, he started...
Because I need to money, I need to work.
Okay.
He was taxi driver. Imagine you was in war, He was in Donetsk airport. And after
it's interesting because I once rode a taxi, and the guy, you know, sounded like he was there, and well, actually, I knew we talked about it. He was, but he didn't give me the details. So it might have been the same guy, but it's interesting. It is very interesting. So, like again, the psychology of soldiers is one issue, but we're talking about even the psychology within the country, quite different. The mentality.
Yes.
What are your findings in that?
Ukraine is very incredible because you have a lot of city, a lot of country in one country.
Okay.
When we are in Kiev, we think like when we are in Paris, it's business, it's Kiev to know all for Ukraine, and it's very funny. When you go in Lvov, they are very strong for tourism. They know how to make business with tourism. They know how to be proud of Ukrainians. They know how to make like Ukrainian culture. When you go in Kharkov, it will be war. It's not war in Kharkov, but you know it's very near to ATO zone, and that's why every people they want just work for can go in a restaurant, for example, or can pay apartment, or you know. But they are scary about this war. And in Odessa, never I was in Odessa, but my friend from Odessa is very another mentality too. You can have Odessa is more for relax, enjoy, of course, business. But and for me, it's very incredible to see in Ukraine you have 4 different mentality, and
they are.
And it's very shock for me when I come back from Kharkov.
Okay.
Because in Kharkov, all we think about war every time. When I come back in Kiev, it's life. You know, it's like, okay, we do be quickly, we do think about the business, we do politics.
Why is that? Why do you think is that? Because Kharkov is closer?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
50 kilometers, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, and you know, in Kharkov, all soldiers before they come back in Kiev or in another
they go
city,
through Kharkov.
They go from Kharkov.
But let's talk about another aspect of your work with the orphanage, with orphan.
Okay.
This is very important because those children, they are in the ATO zone, and you have some orphanage in the ATO zone. And what do you think about those can I say orphanages? And about the orphan, and what they feel now?
It's very difficult for them because, for example, in orphanage in ATO zone, you can have children who was from Lugansk or Donetsk, and these children, when you speak about Ukraine, they explain to they don't like Ukraine because Ukraine army kill father or mother, and after I tell, but no, you are in Ukraine. You know, and it's why for them it's very strong and long work we do make together because it's very difficult situation. In the same case, you can have children two father died because he was in Ukrainian army, and in same room another children to lost parents in
we're talking about long-term issues.
Yes,
right
of course. Of course. You know, it's children. We have time to help them, but we do help them now. Yes. For a long time.
Exactly.
And what is the therapy? What are you doing with the children?
I use like psycho leadership and psychocorporal therapy. It's like with children. Last week I was in a Kharkov hospital. It's orphanage and they have tuberculosis. You know, for start life is very difficult. And when I come see them, they are very like this, like very sad. And me, I help them to feel how your body. When you are sad, it's normal to be like this. And if you are sad, you do be sad. If you want to cry, it's not a problem. It's normal to cry because your life is like this. But see, you can cry now, and after you will see too, you can feel inside your more good emotion. And with these children, we work about share. For example, we make play, like I will smile, and after I will give you my smile. And you will see too, because I give you something, you will have smile too, and step by step. And it's very efficient work because you can see to children, they start to open. Okay. And they start to don't make difference if you are from ATO or if you are from France, for example.
I saw the photo before and after.
Yes,
That was amazing.
Well, time is up, and we just hope that, you know, as far as Minsk agreements, that I hope that it will bring more results, or in the worst case scenario, our army becomes stronger,
Yep.
and we can, you know, bring peace to that
Peace.
territory.
Peace.
But thank you for bringing peace into their hearts right now. So that's very important as well.
Yes, yes.
So it was United Country UAT time by First Ukraine. Our guest was Nicolas Tacussel, the founder of Smile for Ukraine.
Olivier Vedrine and Sergey Velichanskiy were working for you in the studio. Stay with us and we will show to you the real Ukraine.
Thank you for being with us. Have a good day and see you soon.